All right, so get this. We're diving into The Last Job today.
Okay.
And it's about a hitman trying to escape his past. But it's not like those typical action movie outlines. It's got some serious depth to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This one's got layers. We're going to peel them back.
Okay, cool.
See what makes this story tick.
Sounds good.
You know what really grabbed me right away?
Let's tell.
It's how the outline plays with what we expect.
Okay, wait, how soon?
Right from the start, we got Victor Cole. He's a seasoned hitman, you know?
Yeah.
But instead of, loving the thrill of the kill, he wants to retire.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
It's like they're flipping the whole hitman thing on its head.
Yeah, you'd expect this, grizzled, jaded character.
Totally.
But Victor wanting peace, that's unexpected.
Right. It adds so much depth.
Makes him a walking contradiction.
He is a professional killer who wants a quiet life.
Wow.
And that internal conflict, that's what sets up Act 1.
Exactly.
It's called The Reluctant Professional. It's all about Victor's struggle.
Okay.
He wants out, but he's trapped in this world,
Yeah.
where one last job seems like the only way out.
I think that last job thing is so smart.
Oh, it is.
It makes you feel the suspense right away.
For sure.
We know as the audience
Yeah.
that it's never going to be that easy.
Never is.
We're just waiting for things to go wrong.
Exactly. It taps into that feeling we all have.
What's that?
Wanting things to be finished,
Yeah.
We want to believe Victor can get free.
Right.
But deep down, we kind of know it's too good to be true.
And that's where the tension starts.
That's it.
Oh, man, does it start to build?
It does.
Then we meet Elena.
Yeah.
Thrown right into the mix during his so-called final job.
Right.
But wait, there's more.
What's that?
She's not just some random person.
Oh, no.
She's his target's daughter.
Wow.
Talk about a twist.
That's a big one.
It's not just a random plot point either.
Nope.
It's like a genius way to bring in a moral problem.
Right from the start.
Victor has to face the human cost of what he does.
Exactly.
Suddenly, it's not just finishing a job.
No way.
He's looking at his victim's daughter.
And she's totally innocent.
You can feel everything changing for him.
Totally. This meeting with Elena changes things.
Yeah.
It sets up Act 2, called The Unlikely Partnership. And it pushes Victor down a path he never thought of.
So instead of getting rid of Elena
Yeah.
like a cold-blooded hitman,
Oh, right.
Victor does something shocking.
What's that?
He protects her.
Whoa.
It's like the opposite of what he usually does.
Finally.
And it makes you wonder about him.
You know what's interesting? It's not like he suddenly changes his mind.
Right. It's not an epiphany.
It feels more gradual.
I see.
Like Elena's innocence wakes him up a bit.
And maybe some guilt, too.
Yeah, maybe. The outline doesn't spell it out.
Okay.
But you feel that shift in him.
I get it. And their relationship.
Oh, yeah.
You've got this killer bonding with his target's daughter.
Yeah. It's so unlikely.
But it pulls you in.
Totally. You want them to be okay.
Yeah, even though it's all built on shaky ground.
It's classic storytelling, opposites attracting.
Right.
Their differences show what they're good at and bad at.
I see.
And that keeps the story going.
It's also just interesting to watch
I agree.
a hitman learning from a young girl.
Totally.
It's like she reminds him of who he was.
Before the violence took over.
They journey together.
Yeah.
And it changes Victor inside.
He has to look at what he's done.
And how it's affected everyone.
And it's not just him realizing he messed up.
It's deeper.
Way deeper. Elena shows him there could be a different life.
One without his past.
Yeah.
But can he really escape that?
That's the big question.
It hangs over everything.
It does.
And it takes us right to Act 3.
Okay.
The betrayal.
Uh-oh.
Remember how Victor wanted to be done?
Yeah, clean break.
The syndicate?
Right.
They're not going to let him go that easily.
That's like trouble.
Big trouble. Yeah, the syndicate betraying him.
It just makes everything more complicated.
It really does.
It's not just about Victor getting away anymore.
Right.
He has to protect Elena from them.
The people who made him a hitman.
It's like they're saying you have to choose.
A tough choice.
Victor's survival or his new responsibility.
And the way they do it.
Yeah, it's chilling.
It is.
He gets a message from his old boss.
Oh, boy.
Just a few words, but it's so menacing.
What does he say?
You're not done yet.
Wow, just hearing that.
I know, right?
Sends chills down your spine.
It's simple but effective.
Totally. It plays on our fear of the unknown.
Like being pulled back into something you escaped.
And it puts Victor in such a tough spot.
He's trapped.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
The syndicate's not just threatening him.
No, they're using Elena.
This is where the story gets really interesting.
Goes beyond the usual hitman stuff.
Right. It's about what's going on inside him.
We see Victor fighting with his conscience.
Thinking about his past and his possible future. And Elena, she's that future.
She's everything he's lost and could gain.
She's his chance for redemption.
But she reminds him of the darkness, too.
That's what makes them so interesting together.
They're both hope and conflict for him.
They really push him to his limits.
Victor has to face who he is and who he wants to be.
So how does it all play out?
Well, in Act 3, it builds to a final confrontation.
Of course, the stakes are higher than ever.
You'd expect a huge shootout, right?
Yeah, Victor's showing off his skills.
But the outline says it's more contained.
Almost claustrophobic.
Which makes sense, you know.
How so?
It mirrors Victor's state of mind.
He's trapped both physically and mentally.
It's not just his life he's fighting for.
It's his very soul.
That's what makes this story more than action.
It's about morality.
There's no easy answers, no clear good guys or bad guys.
Even the ending is unclear.
In Act 4, the aftermath.
What happens?
We know someone survives,
Okay.
but we don't know who or what it cost them.
Wow, that leaves you hanging.
It does. You feel like even if they... Yeah.
They'll never be the same.
I think that ending is brilliant.
Why's that?
It makes us think about redemption.
Can someone like Victor really escape what he's done?
Is there a fresh start after so much violence?
And Elena, what about her?
She's innocent caught in all of this.
If she survives, she's lost everything.
Her family, her innocence, her safety.
It makes you wonder,
What's that?
can any good outweigh all the bad Victor's caused?
That's the heavy part of the story.
It shows that redemption comes with a price.
And sometimes a very high price.
It doesn't tie everything up neatly,
It makes you face a hard truth.
which is,
Sometimes good intentions can lead to tragedy.
and that's what makes The Last Job stay with you.
It really makes you think.
About good and evil forgiveness, second chances.
It shows how powerful stories can be.
They explore complicated stuff in a fun way.
We're not just following a plot.
Right, we're thinking about big ideas.
We face those moral dilemmas.
And we make our own decisions.
It's like the outline is a hitman itself.
I like that. Taking aim at our own ideas.
And leaving us changed.
This deep dive will stick with us.
Definitely. It's given us a lot to think about.
It has. But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
let's take a quick break for our sponsors.
Back again. Still thinking about The Last Job.
Yeah, it's crazy how much is packed into just the outline.
So much to think about morality and all that.
And how even a hitman can make you question things.
We talked about the plot, the characters, the symbolism.
Right.
But what really gets me is,
Yeah.
can a hitman really be redeemed?
It's a big question, goes beyond just this story.
I think it's something we all wonder about.
That desire for a second chance, you know,
Believing people can change.
even after doing awful things.
But The Last Job doesn't make it easy.
No, it doesn't.
It shows how messy redemption can be.
It's not just about what's happening inside Victor,
It's about the people he's hurt.
the consequences.
Elena's loss shows us something important.
What's that?
Forgiveness doesn't wipe away the past.
There's always a mark left behind.
It's like those old Western.
Oh, yeah.
The gunslinger rides off into the sunset.
For new life.
But here the sunset feels darker somehow.
Like he can't escape.
That unclear ending.
It's really something.
It doesn't give us answers.
It makes us wonder.
Can Victor find peace after all he's done?
What about Elena?
Will she ever be the same?
It's like the outline is asking us.
Does redemption need punishment?
Can good come from so much violence?
Or is that just a story we tell ourselves?
It's a question that stays with you.
I think that's what makes a good story.
It makes you debate. It challenges you.
You see things differently. So what did we learn from The Last Job?
We saw that hitman stories can be more than just action.
They can make us think about right and wrong.
About redemption and the human spirit.
Even in the darkest stories, there's hope.
And always more to think about.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
We did.
Until next time, keep those minds curious.